if you find yourself with a camera in your hand and you want to learn how to use it, please subscribe to this channel, like the videos, comment down below what you would like to learn more about. Hi Photos photographers. Today's Monday challenge, we are going to make fairly simple but could be a difficult technical pull-off. We are going to do the challenge this week is going to be self-portrait. And I want that self-portrait to be different than the social media selfies. That's why I call it a self-portrait, because it's going to require you to use a different camera setting, and that's the timer setting. So use the camera timer, and if you don't know how to get there, you can search it on YouTube, but I'll also show you how to do it with my camera, my Canons, the Rebel XTI, the Canon 7D, and the timer also available on the Canon 1DX Mark II. So on the XTI, this is again this original model of the Canon Rebels, the 6T and the 7T, or T6, T7, I don't remember which way it goes. Anyway, back here it has a little symbol of a clock, my finger was over it, a clock and a remote. Press and hold that, and then you'll see that menu come up with the single shoot, continuous shoot, or timer control. And I just used up here where my finger is the little finger wheel right behind the shutter button. So that will allow you to select which one of these option menus back here, the single shoot, continuous shoot, or the self timer and remote control. Once you have that selected, the remote control, if that's what you're looking for, then you press the set button back here in the navigation wheel. There's a set right in the middle. And then now you can see back here, yep, right here, over here on the very edge in the middle of the screen, middle, top to bottom, right edge of your screen out here, it shows you that same symbol, the timer and the remote control. Okay, so this is my Canon 7D. You can see the 7D over here. Your timed shutter release is going to be viewed up here on the top of your LCD screen. And you're going to be setting that with your AF drive. So let's back out of this menu. Continuous shooting is what I typically use. AF drive is going to be right up here among these 4 option buttons to select for your shooting menu. And looking at it, you see this here is the white balance and the pairing in your frame as to how it focuses. And then right next to it is your autofocus and your drive for your camera settings. So that's what you want to press once. Press it once, and then it opens up the options for your autofocus and your drive. So press it once, and you will be able to, let's see if it'll focus in here. There we go. Fairly well. Let's get it kind of zeroed in. So you see it came back. Is it? Yeah, okay, it's right set up, but it's backwards. So bring it back over here and set the autofocus drive, and then the wheel back here is gonna, you see that change back there on that option there? That's the low number, no, that's the high frame actuation, and the low frame actuation. That's the first time and remote shutter option, and that's the second. Now, your normal remote and timer setting is going to be 10 seconds long for the focus time, the actuation, and giving you some time to get in place if you're imaging yourself before the shutter releases. Now the I'll get back into the drive here. This option here, if I can, okay, so I'll get this focused in here so that you can actually kind of read that. and then I'll press the AF drive. You see here it shows the remote and the timer, and let's see if I can get that. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a 2 down on your bottom right to be able to see that menu option. Is how to set it in the Canon 7D, and obviously the Mark II, 3 are going to be very similar, very much the same thing of the styles. It's also going to be similar to the Canon 6D, Mark II, 3, 5D, Mark II, 3, 4. And it's going to be very similar on all 3 professional lines of cameras in that way as well. Okay, this is how to change your drive from single or continuous shooting on a Canon 1DX Mark II, excuse me, this is 1D Mark II Type N. Now, this is the professional line of cameras, has in the 1D series, has the 4 buttons that were above the LCD screen on the 7D are now over here on the 1DX or 1D models. So then you see, let's see, we can get this around here. See, there's drive over there, and that's what we're looking for to change our option for single frame shooting to multiple frame shooting continuously, and the other options, including the timed remote release. So it tells us here, you see that drive, it has an arrow pointing up to that button and an arrow pointing down to this button. So we will press both of those, and then on this camera you can see, hopefully, the settings come back when I release those 2 buttons. So you're going to press and hold and then switch around. I'm going to turn the camera towards me, and then you have the option with the finger wheel. Let's see if we can get this in a place that y'all can see. Okay, so that's probably low continuous shooting, high continuous shooting, single actuation shooting. That is, I believe, 2 seconds. I can't really see on my phone here, but that would be a 2-second remote shutter release, and that would be 10-second remote shutter release. Yes, I did get those correct. All right, so then that's using the finger wheel to select those while these 2 buttons are held down. Once you have that selected, then you can release these 2 buttons holding the drive change method down, and now you have set a timed shutter release on your 1D Mark II Type N. Yeah, self-portraiture. This is going to be fun and a challenge. It's going to require you to set up the style and type of lighting wherever you're shooting, so that you get the lighting you want to achieve. That can be a little bit frustrating, so just give yourself a little bit of time and be patient with yourself. Figure it out and play around with it different times of the day. But the other side is believe in yourself. You are capable of achieving something. So being patient with yourself, but also give yourself some latitude to be creative and find that lighting setup that you're looking for. The other part of it is figuring out where you want your camera positioned and how you need to position yourself to the camera. So this is going to challenge you quite a bit, from your lighting to your camera perspective to the subject positioning, which you are kind of doing all 3 at the same time. So, but the important part is, no matter your background, how you set that up, you have to be the subject. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, especially if this video content has added any value to your photography. If it has, leave us a comment. Let us know what has added value to your photography and what you would like to learn more about. And also, if those 2 things are true, you choose to subscribe and you have had value added to your photography through this content, then we would love a thumbs up. Thank you all so much. God bless.